Hello viewers, my name is Adam.
I'm Aaron.
This is Seeking Media Productions, bring you another movie review.
So we finally got to see it. We watched the sequel to Knives Out, Glass Onion.
More appropriately, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
So we really enjoyed the first outing in this series. It was a smash hit in my opinion.
A true return to form to the mystery whodunit genre.
And I've always missed that particular genre in and of itself because there's so many things you could get wrong with it that it could literally spiral out of control, that it's very intricate and very niche, but at the same time, if you do it right, it's a spectacular time no matter who you're with.
Rian Johnson, who a director, he's known for himself in the industry to deconstruct known movie tropes and twist them into his own original storytelling.
Exactly. And that is definitely true in this particular outing. Very much, this is a movie where you have, just like the last time, you need to pay attention to everything that's on screen and everything that is introduced to you as the audience. You are very much following in the footsteps of the titular main character and every other character that is involved because it's a mystery and anything is up for grabs.
The story that unfolds in Glass Onion plays it off exactly how you might expect, and then quickly turns it on its head.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's you're following the very name of the movie itself. If you understand what the concept of Glass Onion is, it goes straight into the concept of something that appears to have multiple layers or many layers in and of itself, but is very clear and evident in order to see the center. And that is very much the heart of this film.
Glass Onion plays off. It is a follow-up to Knives Out, but it is a standalone outing with the main continuation from it is the character, the private investigator of Benoit, Blanc, played by Daniel Craig.
He is an outstanding actor. The man has range, actually, and I feel as though now he doesn't get enough credit for his range, because he literally when he takes on a role, he really does put himself into it, and that is very much true in this particular role of the titular main Snoop.
And he finds himself basically, as opposed to the story from the first Knives Out, where it's just him following a murder of a very prestigious family member of a upper class writer. This one is about him being sent whisked away on a vacation front, and him being accompanied by these socialites, these influencers of modern era, and a get together to play a game of sorts of a possible murder mystery.
But of course, as everything goes now, everything is not what it seems, and it very much turns from being a game to an actual murder scene in and of itself.
And where the story focuses on these new sets of players, of the socialites, the influencers, Rian Johnson is known for injecting a lot of social and political commentary into these stories. And it's very much like, if there was a particular film that actually seemed like cuts from the same cloth as this, it's actually another Netflix that was released previous last year, of Don't Look Up.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this one definitely takes a hard look at the 1%ers of life and the individuals, and of course the social media moguls, individuals that are literally got their hands on every aspect of our world and are controlling it for themselves or trying to gain control. And this basically takes a hard look at that concept of what that control kind of looks like, and the real individuals who are really pulling the strings. Whether or not they are the individuals that actually even deserves to be making any moves or counter moves at all.
Especially once you, as the story breaks out, it plays out, you see the fallacy of that mere concept. The characters this time around, basically a long-time group of friends, or so-called who they want to think they are. It's a major step up in terms of quality of the characterizations. Because the ensemble on display, this one is a diverse set of characters that could easily be broken off into their own spin-offs.
Very much so. I was like, I was blown away with just how intricate each individual really was, and how how in depth you could really get into their particular character motivations and the reasonings behind their drives in the story. And I really feel as though if this series continues going forward, having this this unique set of cast members or these kinds of the way they're telling the stories is definitely the way to go.
Again, Dan Craig, who's Detective Blanc. He was more of a mysterious figure in the first one. Mm-hmm. This time, we still don't know much about his own origin story, but we do have a more of a highlight aspect to his personality and the way how he's motivated.
He's very much an individual that lives or dies by what he's doing. His work, that is his drive. He lives for the mystery. Mm-hmm. And literally, that's something that is. If he's not doing it, then he doesn't know what to do with himself. And it's so... One thing you really got to understand about Glass Onion, unlike the last one, which was very much geared towards the severity of the situation at hand, this one is actually very more of a comedic type of tone. And I actually liked it. And
it made the character interactions a lot more sharper and a lot more livelier. Mm-hmm. This time around, because of the mere fact of how well the characterization of each of the major players are. You have Janelle Monáe, who's playing a character who I'll say it goes by the name of Miss Brand.
I would say this. She does a lot of heavy lifting with her, what she was given. And I feel as though she does deserve a little bit of praise on exactly how she decided to tackle this particular role.
Like, this could have easily been another Dan Craig show, but she, the way they decided to write her, her character is very much, she's almost like a second lead in a way, even amongst the all-star cast on display. You have Dave Bautista, who is, like, from reading from other interviews, what Rian Johnson has declared, the best wrestler turned actor to date.
And to be honest with you, I don't see a reason why anybody would have to dispute that.
Now in this film, Dave Bautista, he's playing a commentary on the video game streamer. Mm-hmm.
Well, not just a video game streamer. I would say he's taking a jab at the concept of the uber masculine concept that's literally flooding a lot of the social media areas of our world today, especially when it deals with individuals that feel demasculated. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny, exactly when you actually watch this movie, what way that Batista decides to go with that character in and themselves.
Like, there are many characters who shows a lot of the extremes of their characters that on display. Kate Hudson, she's playing she's playing a washed out female, a fashion model, who clearly has who has no filter. For the grades, this character could easily. This was a very tricky character to balance off with because in one way she's playing off as ditzy, but it can also veer towards downright can go so wrong, to just plain out offensive. But the charisma of Kate Hudson helps smooths it, helps mellow it out. Catherine Hahn, who's another actor who's having a resurgence of a comeback.
Oh my God! Could you just imagine all the roles she's got this year, and then just
the past 2 years?
Yeah, past 2 years. I mean, she's on a roll.
Mm-hmm. I feel like she was the most underutilized in the cast, unfortunately. And Catherine Hahn, even though that her personality helps to match the energy of the rest of the cast, her role is the most lessened of everybody else on display here. Mm-hmm. As well, also with in conjunction with her pairing character played by Leslie Odom, who is this eccentric scientist. Mm-hmm. Their charisma is on full display, but the roles that they play in the film,
it's just entirely way too small. They do not get enough to work with.
But the person who does make it all together is Edward Norton's Miles.
um,
He's the player that forms, who gets everyone together
yep.
and to play this game that he sets up.
He is a gem and a half. I really do enjoy Edward Norton's work, and I really did enjoy how he decided to tackle this particular role in and of himself. That being said, there's really not too much you want to really say about it, because like almost everything in here is a mystery, and there is just way too much stuff to give away if you have not watched the film. And you absolutely do need to watch this outing of Knives Out.
Yes. Production-wise, Rian Johnson, he does a well use of the pandemic era scenario, and this film is closed. It's very smaller in scope. They make up for in the very extravagant locale that they are able to set most of this film on.
Yeah, everything is used wonderfully. The set, the area they're in.
Greece never looked so good,
especially with this particular area.
Yeah, the small island of Greece that this majority of the film is set in is really well lit and also showcased.
Mm-hmm.
The glass onion is not only the metaphor of which the show and the film is, and it's actually the setting.
Yeah, so like the entire use is, like I said, when something's shown and presented in this film, in any of these films apparently, pay attention. It means something, and that is very much the setting for the concept of glass onion.
Here it is from a production standpoint of how well made this film is like they bring up a huge an concept, the mere fact that these characters are disruptors.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, being the new distributor of the Knives Out film franchise, is in a way of disrupted themselves, because there was a whole commotion about why this film should have had a much longer theatrical release instead of like only have the limited 1 week run, to the point that and then dumping it on the streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also some meta commentary on its own self. It's like a lot of layers from behind the scenes and within the script itself. Is that is the reason why I like Glass Onion slightly even more so than its predecessor, Knives Out.
Yeah.
Despite some underplaying of some of the major characters on display here, I say that Glass Onion is a great movie.
Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree on that one. I really do think that this is as these movies are going forward, he gets stronger with the narrative and the direction. And unlike the last film, I feel as though being able to be on this journey with Blanc and actually see the methodology behind how he's deducing what's going on, and actually sitting back as an observer, the audience, to see how to actually take apart the mystery itself, is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. It's very what part makes a good mystery film in general presented on screen is how well that you're able to set up on a visual standpoint, and then how it pays off later on.
Mm-hmm.
Rian Johnson, this is his franchise, so it's a major comeback after the fall, his Star Wars fiasco. Anyway.
Hey, you win some, you lose some, and this is definitely a win. So that's it for our review on Glass Onion. Please like, share, and subscribe. That bell down there at the bottom for notifications. We want to hear from you. Have you watched Glass Onion? Are you a fan of these kind of genre films? Let us know.
My name is Adam, and this has been the Seeking Media Productions. Please be sure to go to our social media outlets of Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for content that we don't post on this channel. And also, stay tuned for other great content.
I'm Aaron, and that's it. Bye.
See.